What's up, guys? My name is Jack, and I'm an illustrator.
I'm Claire. I'm an illustrator and painter.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm an animator and filmmaker.
I'm Ailish, and I'm an illustrator.
Hi, I'm Jane. I'm an animator and illustrator.
Wait, do you want to do it?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Do you want to do it?
I think our intro should be like 10 minutes of us trying to figure out. Yeah, and then it cuts like on the.
That's really funny. Once we figure it out, we're just like, oh, I got it! And then the video's over.
Our channel is Subjectively. It's a roundtable discussion by artists for you.
So guys, our channel is kind of like a spaghetti dinner, except instead of, I don't know, your fucking uncle, it's a bunch of cool people. And we're just talking about character design, we're talking about design, we're talking about design of characters, we're talking about design for
I think we have these kinds of discussions all the time, and now we want to have these discussions with you.
What were we saying earlier that sounded good? And
You said something about entertain, protect, and serve, or something.
We have a lot of passionate opinions about a lot of things.
No, we don't.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out.
wanna
This is
toss
probably
it.
not the intro, but it'll happen.
Okay, and we're recording.
It's my birthday. I got a hex bug.
Happy birthday!
Yay! I'm 35.
Welcome to our first video. This is our first video.
But our third recording.
Today, guys, we are counting down a top 5 worst Pokemon from Generation 1 list.
Worst design.
Worst designed Pokemon, right? We're only talking about design here, guys.
Purely aesthetic here.
And with that, let's dive right in. Moltres.
Ugly.
That's true. It's honest.
Its colors are pretty horrendous.
Wait, did you know it's a fire type though?
Oh no, I didn't. It
It's
wasn't
hard to
blatantly
tell.
Obvious.
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
It's like, set a bird on fire. Boom, there it is. Like,
That sounds cool.
There's a clip you can find online of Moltres' model without the fire effects, and it's pretty damning.
Yeah.
Compared to the other three, it's just definitely the weakest design. The other three have feathers that are a lot more stylized, and they're stylized in more clever ways. This is just fire bird.
Something important to consider with Moltres also is just it's a legendary Pokemon, and this looks so bad. It's like a rubber chicken that's on fire. There's a huge disappointment factor here.
and the other side of the disappointment factor is just the concept of a phoenix or a firebird in general. You can do so much more with it.
And they knew they could do more because in later generations they revisit the concept. You have Ho-Oh, which is great, Talonflame, great Pokemon.
Yeah.
Blaziken, that's a firebird.
Yeah.
How can we make Moltres better?
Its wings look like two pretzel sticks, two yellow pretzel
It
sticks.
has a lot of structural issues
Yeah.
with its bird body.
I don't know. I think stylization would have been fine, but like, why aren't the wings just entirely flame? Like, or something like that, instead of having this like base, this gross base. Like,
Including smoke in some way would be really cool.
Yeah.
To more like define the silhouette or to add to the feathers.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. What if his body was red and the fire was like white? He had like white fire.
like it's like hot.
Red
Yeah,
hot
it's
fire,
like
or
that
red
hot,
fire.
white
That'd be-
hot flames.
That'd be cool.
Well, that's Moltres. It's just a very disappointing legendary Pokemon.
Yeah. But worst legendaries, I think.
Okay, so this is the disputed Pokemon. Now, one at a time, I want you to express your feelings.
I feel I want to see it every day. It makes me feel like the babies are the true artists, and God has a really cute sense of humor.
Come on, seriously, that? I don't like looking at it. It's creepy and in bad taste, and it's just offensive to me. It's kitsch. It's the opposite of art. It destroys art. It destroys souls. This is so much more offensive to me than hardcore porno.
Okay,
I'm talking about that.
Raticate might be the worst Pokemon in the history of all time. And I mean this with very little exaggeration.
Oh, how about the color of it? Its color is literally infected
I
pee.
will say, it looks like it has pretty bad.
It does look like
I don't
fermented
like this
piss.
conversation.
I have to say, I don't think Raticate is that bad.
Like, why do they feel
Well,
like...
Jack, let me explain to you why.
Yeah, tell me.
So, Raticate is a normal type Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
And normal type Pokemon are beige,
I see, okay.
and tan.
Oh, just exclusively, they can only be those colors. The reason why we're bringing this up is because it doesn't need to be this color.
No, it doesn't.
But for some reason, it is.
Raticate should be purple.
I think Raticate should be
I
purple.
do want to know what Raticate would look like if he were purple.
Yes, I think
purple, bring the swirl back in somehow.
Yeah.
Bring the swirl.
I think that the nose could be a different color. Maybe introduce another color into the palette. Maybe it's the same color as his claws.
Which I want to be pink.
Yeah, bring the
Red eyes.
Bring the red back into his eyes or somewhere else.
Why not give him some black stripes, like the way Growlithe has?
I want 2 big bushy tufts of fur to make angry eyes.
Angry eyebrows. That's good.
All right, comment below. What do you think of Raticate?
Primate.
Wild Mike. Let's get that one out of the way before anyone forgets. Wild Mike,
true.
Barnyard 1.
First of all, what's most striking to me about Primate is the implication that under that dirty, matted, bristling ball of fur, there is a naked little humanoid man with a pig nose and a vein so furious that it's coming through his fur.
Or maybe his whole body is veiny. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining.
I really don't like how much its arms and legs just look like human arms and legs coming out.
They're too long. The proportions are too
Yeah,
similar and too long, and I don't like seeing the underside of his thighs.
I don't like his fleshy mitts.
Yeah.
They could have covered those up so easily. They did it with other Pokemon. They did it with Poliwhirl.
Yeah, I think you'd have
Or
Mankey's fists.
wrapped hands like a.
Oh no, that's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was that is a good
So if
suggestion.
we got a color that separates his fists from his feet, so the wraps maybe are green or red or something, I think that would look really cool and bring more attention to the fists. I wish that his arms stayed the same length that they were, and then his legs got a lot shorter.
Drop the vein.
Drop the vein.
Drop the vein. I think you could drop the pig nose. I like the idea of Primate having a mouth because he has the rage Pokemon.
Yeah.
Usually express rage through that way.
And I think an underbite would be really funny.
Like a
With-
gorilla. Like,
Yeah, 2 little fangs
Yeah.
poking up.
And then also, we have all that forehead space. We could do something with eyebrows.
I think that's pretty much all we can do for Primate at this point.
I feel like we did a lot today.
I think he's gonna look better for sure.
I hope so, because I really don't like this Pokemon. Golbat.
This is so sad because I feel like we can all agree Zubat is great.
Zubat is great.
It's really cute.
It's freaky. Like, do they want Golbat to be this unsettling?
Maybe they did.
No, because they would Crobat.
It really does feel like they retconned Golbat with Crobat.
Big mouth, big heart.
Where is
Big
it?
mouth, no heart, because there's no body.
Yeah, where does he put his heart?
Something I feel like we also have to talk about with Golbat is it's 5 feet tall.
Oh,
It's 5 feet tall. It can actually consume your whole trainer in one bite.
Yeah, that's true. A
Giant.
10-year-old could just walk in there and think it's a cave.
And die.
I think it's also important to bring up Golbat's mouth when it's closed.
I think it would be really interesting if Golbat still retained the same giant ears as Zubat,
Yeah.
and maybe didn't have eyes.
Not having the feet would help.
Those weird little tags on clothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing something with the wings so the shape isn't so awkward and top heavy. Maybe making the wings smaller and higher up.
How about this? When Zubat evolves, it becomes Crobat.
That's true. That would be good.
Just getting rid of it.
Yeah.
It really builds on all of the things that Zubat establishes. Golbat, it's just lazy, it's weird, and it's gross.
Now, speaking of suck, let's go to our number 1 on the list. Yeah, because the next
She's
Pokemon
worse
sucks.
than not good.
Jeez.
She?
Pause the video now.
Sorry.
Guess what it is?
Who's that Pokemon?
Jinx.
In the Pokemon.
Boo! Boo! Jinx sucks. The first glaringly obvious problem about Jinx that everyone is aware of. If you're a fan of Pokemon, you've heard the controversy. Jinx is very racist. It is
Everything
bad.
about this is an issue.
The original concept behind Jinx is very obviously a very sexualized woman
Oof.
in blackface. It's one of the only times where the developers have had to step in and change something because there was such a massive issue with the Pokemon design.
Jinx is in the Jim Crow Museum at the Ferris State University as an example of racism in modern media.
Okay.
Yikes. Even, it's expected, but...
Convicted. Like, actually, like, locked up and put in prison. Like,
all that happened. Clearly, bad idea. Shouldn't have done that. Jinx is typing. For anyone that doesn't know, because I feel like it's kind of possible.
it's hard to interpret.
It is Ice Psychic type. Really cool typing. She's frostbitten, and that's why she's Ice type. And she's a human-esque Pokemon, so she's Psychic type.
I mean...
am I getting it right? Is that what
I think it's possible to make an Ice and Psychic type and make it look different, honestly.
Well, actually, Jack did them.
I designed a 3-stage Ice type, Psychic and Ice type Pokemon.
That typing has so much potential. The dress is either it has a dress, or its flesh is the dress. And that's strange.
Well, okay, there are other Pokemon that have dress.
But not explicitly have dresses.
Like Delphox and Gardevoir are two Pokemon that I think do dresses. Actually, Delphox is not too crazy about it. Gardevoir does dress as well. And first of all, the color scheme in Gardevoir is a lot more cohesive. As opposed to this Time Wizard mishmash.
This is what's happening. There is bright red, super saturated. There is bright yellow, super saturated. There is purple. There might be blue. There's dark blue. There's so much going on. And
More
that's
green.
what Jinx is doing. They're taking these colors that have no right to be side by side and just putting them together.
So obviously Jinx is very problematic, but is there anything we can do to help her?
Put her down.
They should have cut it from the game.
They should have done it.
Honestly,
I can't redeem those. I mean, no one's favorite Pokemon is Jinx. And if someone's favorite Pokemon is Jinx, that is a massive red flag that you should not associate with that person.
If someone's favorite Pokemon is Jinx, they're either a 12-year-old who thinks being racist is funny, or they're actually racist, or they're unaware of the problems with Jinx. In which case, educate them and say there are literally hundreds of other Pokemon.
Well, I guess there are people that don't know the old design of Jinx, because the new design of Jinx, they do try to rectify the issues in the past. It still is not a particularly well-designed Pokemon.
Here's what I would do. I would take the hair and I'd cover up the whole face, do like a Sia thing, and then like maybe you can see the lips underneath, or maybe just like a grin underneath it.
Yeah.
Cover up the eyes, cover up most of the face so you don't need to see any color there.
Get rid of the boobies.
Yeah. Get rid of the boob.
Some sort of crystal ball would also be really cool if it was like an ice crystal, which you can see into your future.
And
instead of she kisses you and then you go to sleep.
Maybe like an ice crystal dress. And
Yeah.
There's kind of like that pink like psychic energy that we associate with some Pokemon like behind that.
I love this idea of a sage-like woman, a sage-like feminine Pokemon who you find in an ice cave, and she tells you your secrets.
That's Frostlass.
Yes, it is. You're right.
Frostlass is so much better.
Frostlass is so much better than this. Alright, so that's it, guys. Let us know what you guys think. If there's a Pokemon that you disagree should not be on this list, please let us know. If there's a Pokemon you think we missed that is even more horrendous than any of these, also let us know. And also let us know what your favorite Pokemon are from Gen 1. I know my favorite Pokemon is in Gen 1. So let us know, because there are some great Pokemon in Gen 1 as well.
Once you start quoting a YouTube group, it's time to go.
What's that thing that's like hit that like spot?
Oh, well, I'll do that. Okay, yo, Subjectivist. Before you tap out of this video,
bang that bell.
Before you tap out of this video and click on the next one, because we got an epic playlist up for you. All of our design videos so far. But hit that notification button, and you'll join the notification squad. And Subjectivists, unite. Peace, love, and harmony.